either get on board or you lose Willow.
See what happens when you take a chance.
I'm having a hard time trusting the news myself.
One way or another, your dead will be picked.
If this is some kind of a flame, it has to stop.
I was never at Cyrus's cabin, and I can prove it.
General Hospital latest update. Nina cracks Drew's safe combo while Brad hands Selena dirt on Portia. Jason fights to prove his alibi as Carly demands answers. Jocelyn faces a WSB ultimatum, and Kai's art reveal shocks Trina. Secrets unravel, alliances shift, and lives hang in the balance in this must-watch General Hospital drama. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital. Nina scores Drew's safe combo. Brad gives Selena blackmail material. General Hospital reveals that Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watrose scored Drew Quartermain's Cameron Matheson's safe combination while Brad Cooper, Perry Shen gave Selena Wu, Lydia Look blackmail material. Sir Kai Taylor, Jens Austin Astrup, enjoyed painting with Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali at the communal art exhibit. He admitted he had no idea what his future would look like without football. Trina thought Kai had an eye for art, but he admitted he only got interested in it because of Trina. At Drew's place, Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn, gave him updates on Cyrus Renaud, Jeff Kober being Sam McCall's Kelly Monaco killer. Both Alexis and Drew agreed it was best not to tell Scout Quartermain, Cosette Abinante about any of this, at least not right now. Maxie Jones, Kirsten Storms, was also at Drew's house for decorating purposes and gave him a folder with the combination to the newly installed safe. Once Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, showed up at the door, Drew saw that Nina had tagged along. In a moment alone with Drew, Nina ranted about him taking advantage of Willow, but he thought she could make choices for herself. Drew also made a prediction about moving Willow in and marrying her eventually. If Nina tried to interfere in Drew's plans, she could lose Willow. Nina suspected Drew might want to have a baby with Willow too and wondered if Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, getting Sasha Gilmore Corbin, Sophia Matson pregnant might motivate him to keep up. Drew thought Nina was being ridiculous and felt like her real problem was that she was jealous of her daughter. After Drew left with Willow, Nina stuck around with Maxie and pushed for the combination to Drew's safe. Maxie thought it was a bad idea, but she ultimately pointed Nina in the direction of the folder that contained it. General Hospital. Selena showed up and handed Brad a letter of resignation to give the hospital. Since Brad was on the hook for what Cody Bell, Josh Kelly owed, he'd have to come back to work for Selena and pay the remaining debt. Brad protested since he knew that'd get in the way of his plan to win back Lucas Jones, Van Hansis, but Selena wasn't sympathetic. After Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, found out Selena was there, she came over and wondered if anything was medically wrong. Selena insisted there wasn't, so Portia urged her to leave. Later, Brad continued his meeting with Selena elsewhere and wondered if maybe there was another way to pay off his debt. Once Brad pulled out the proof that Portia tampered with test results at General Hospital, Selena took the paperwork and considered them even thanks to this leverage. Back at the hospital, Alexis spoke to Lucas about Cyrus being responsible for Sam's demise. Lucas confessed that he'd known for quite some time, but he couldn't take the theory to Alexis without evidence. Although Alexis wasn't thrilled about being left out of the loop, she understood Lucas' perspective. Alexis also wondered if she was the reason Lucas didn't come to Sam's funeral, but Lucas explained that Danny Morgan, Asher and Tonneson didn't want him there. After Alexis offered to talk to Danny, Lucas assured her that they were good now. The PCPD Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, insisted he could prove he was never at Cyrus Renaud's, Jeff Kober cabin since he had an alibi. Afterward, ADA Turner, Nanzine contractor, warned Anna Devane Finola Hughes that she was being removed from the case since she couldn't be objective when it came to Jason. ADA Turner also revealed that Jason would be charged based on the DNA evidence at the cabin, so a panicked Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, pushed Anna to do something since Jason was innocent. Anna seemed a bit suspicious as she asked how Jocelyn could be so sure. In Jack Brennan's, Chris McKenna office, Carly was glad about their interruption last night since she would have asked him to spend the night if it hadn't happened. Brennan confessed that he would have accepted the offer if Carly had given him one. Carly realized she was uncomfortable since she didn't know what exactly this was, so Brennan assumed she was looking for a label. After Carly admitted she wanted clarity, she suggested they should end this now if it was just a fling for Brennan. Although Brennan was more comfortable living in the mystery than Carly, he suggested he could be patient and would come whenever she called. Jocelyn showed up demanding to speak with Brennan, so Colette Gerard, Mercedes Lopez Renard, got him on the phone. Brennan got rid of Carly by letting her know Jason was in custody at the police station. Once Carly was gone, Jocelyn joined Brennan and complained about him setting Jason up. Brennan insisted Jason would never be convicted without a body and argued that he simply gave the PCPD another suspect to focus on. After Brennan promised Jocelyn that Jason wouldn't go to prison, she seemed more willing to let this play out. Brennan ultimately brought up a task that he thought Jocelyn would be suited for, but she didn't think she was cut out to be a WSB agent. Brennan stood by his offer for Jocelyn to join the WSB, so he asked her to serve, protect, and do her part for the greater good. The PCPD again. Carly pushed Anna for the latest news on Jason just before Drew was summoned to back up Jason's alibi. Willow came along with Drew, so Carly wasn't happy to see them together. Ada Turner explained that Cyrus disappeared and added that they had good reason to suspect foul play. Since Jason claimed he was with Drew at the time of the alleged crime, Ada Turner asked if he could corroborate Jason's account. General Hospital spoilers say Drew will have a big decision to make that'll affect Jason's legal drama. Today's next update, Jason's freedom rests in spoilers' hands and Brad gives his Aunt Selena dirt on Portia. Today on General Hospital, Nina looks for dirt on Drew, Joss learns the WSB framed Jason, and Kai surprises Trina. Kai takes Trina to a modern art museum for a special event. They put on smocks, and Kai explains there is a special exhibit that the community jointly paints on canvases as a special statement about art. Kai removes his brace, which worries Trina, but he explains he doesn't have to wear it every hour of every day. Kai and Trina work on their paintings, and Trina stands on a stepladder to fully reach her canvas. Kai paints a dark shadow and a question mark against a blue background, and she asks him what it means. He thinks it represents himself and that he has no idea what he's going to do next. Football was the only thing he knew until her. He admits he was never interested in art until her passion inspired him. Selena makes demands of Brad. The hospital, Brad asks Felicia when they will get their itineraries for the symposium. Felicia says she will email him a copy so he knows where he's supposed to be in Miami. Brad then talks to Lucas, who tells Brad he should be proud of himself for being picked to go to the conference. His hard work in the lab is paying off. Selena shows up and stares down Brad and Lucas. Brad sighs, and Selena asks to have a word. Lucas rushes off, and while on the phone with someone, Felicia tells them they may want to come to the nurses' station. Brad asks what brings her to GH. She hands him an envelope containing his letter of resignation, as he's coming back to work with her. Jordan drops by to see Portia and lets her know Cyrus is finally gone, though she's having a hard time believing it herself. Portia gets a call from Felicia and learns Selena is here. Portia decides to find out what she is doing here. In the hall, Brad argues with his aunt that he's just about to go to Miami with Lucas. Selena doesn't care as Cody couldn't pay his debt, so Brad has to. Brad doesn't have that money. Selena says that's why he'll work off what he owes. Portia arrives and tells Selena if she's not here for medical attention then she needs to leave. Selena wants to speak with her nephew, but Portia says he's working. Selena tells Brad they'll be in touch. Once Selena departs, Brad thanks Portia but warns her that his aunt has a long memory. Portia insists she can handle Selena. Felicia then hands Brad a copy of his itinerary. Brad again thanks Portia for this opportunity. Portia assumes he took care of that matter they discussed earlier, and he tells her it's done. Portia walks off, and Felicia tells Brad to have a good trip before she walks off. Brad then gets a text from Selena demanding he meet her at the surf lodge. Jason has an alibi. The station, Jason swears to Anna that he was never at Cyrus' cabin and he has an alibi. He says he was at Drew's place. Josh shows up and speaks with ADA Turner about Jason being brought in. Turner explains he's been brought in for the possible murder of Cyrus. Josh tries to convince her that Jason didn't do it. Anna, who is in the interrogation room with Jason, spots Turner and Joss in the squad room. Anna exits to deal with them. Joss wants to speak with Anna, but first Anna needs to talk to Turner. Turner tells her the district attorney is removing her from this case due to her lack of objectivity, as everyone knows she and Jason and are friends. Turner says the DA is going to charge and convict Jason. Joss hears this and says, "You don't understand, Jason didn't do it." Turner tells Josh she knows her family is close to Jason, but this is a matter for the authorities. Turner goes in to see Jason, introduces herself as the ADA, and says the sooner he cooperates with her the better, as he's not getting away with murder this time. Meanwhile, Joss insists to Anna that Jason didn't kill Cyrus, and Anna asks how she knows. Alexis arrives at Drew's new place, where Maxie is putting the finishing touches on Scout's new bedroom. Drew was hoping Alexis might have some suggestions. Alexis says she's just a grandma, not a decorator, and she's sure what Maxie has chosen is fine. Maxie leaves them, and Alexis admits there is another reason she came by. She tells him the police confirmed Sam was murdered by Cyrus Renault. They sit down, and he doesn't know how to tell Scout. Alexis thinks he shouldn't tell her, as she believes her mother died of natural causes. She can barely handle this news, so she doesn't think Scout will be able to. Drew agrees now is not the time to tell Scout. Before she leaves, Drew tells Alexis how sorry she is. Maxie later talks to Drew about the safe he wanted installed, and leaves a manual and code for him. The doorbell rings, and Drew notes that should be Willow. When he answers the door, he finds Willow is not alone, and Nina is with her. Noticing some tension, Maxie asks Willow for a second opinion on a few things and drags her off. Drew informs Nina this place will not have a mother-in-law suite, and she retorts that she'll never be his mother-in-law. He says one day this will be Willow's house, and it's only a matter of time before they marry. He tells Nina to get on board or lose Willow again. Nina tells Drew that he's pushing Willow to make decisions she's not ready to make. She wonders if Jason and Sasha's situation is pressuring him, and now he wants to compete with his brother and have a kid with Willow. Drew points out he had Oscar and has Scout. Nina says his kids are the best part of him, and he says Willow is the best part of her. He thinks she's only saying what she's saying because she's jealous of Willow. Alexis connects with Lucas. Alexis arrives at GH to see Lucas. She was wondering how much he'd been told about Sam's death. He admits he knows it was Cyrus and he's known for some time. Lucas tells her about working with Liz and Lucky, and Alexis wonders why she was not told before now. Lucas wanted to make sure he had the truth and all the facts before telling her. She understands, and the night of Sam's death is still such a blur for her. She asks if she blamed him that night for Sam dying, and is that why he didn't go to Sam's funeral? He says she wasn't the reason, and it was Danny who asked him to leave when he arrived at the church. However, they are good now. He wishes he could tell Sam how much he loves her and misses her. Portia returns to her office in Jordan and says that with Cyrus gone, it's like a huge weight has been lifted. She, her family, and the hospital are safe. Portia assumes Jordan is also relieved. Jordan can't get over his disappearance, which is a little too neat for her liking. She says Cyrus may be gone, but his case isn't closed. Brad gives up Portia. Brad meets his aunt at the surf lodge and begs her not to make him quit, just as Lucas is starting to trust him again. He says if he leaves GH and goes back to working for her, then Lucas won't respect him. Selena says if he doesn't respect him, there is another man out there for him. She tells him one way or another, his debt will be paid. He offers another way to settle and gives her Heather's test results that Portia tampered with. Selena tells her nephew that his debt has been paid and that he should enjoy Miami. Carly needs clarification from Jack. Jack's office, Colette tells Jack that the PCPD just brought Jason in for question. He says, interesting. Carly shows up and Colette excuses herself. Carly tells Jack she just wanted to come and thank her for fixing her plumbing. He says she already thanked him, so why is she really here? She brings up the call he got last night and he's sorry he ran off so suddenly. She admits if he hadn't, she would have asked him to stay the night, which may have been a mistake. Jack notes if she asked him, he would have stayed. Carly says she was tempted to ask him, but Donna was there, and that made her uncomfortable. She tells Jack she doesn't know what this is between them, and she likes knowing what things are. She has enjoyed his company, but if this is a fling, it has to stop. Joss arrives outside Jack's office and is stopped by Colette, who says Jack is in a meeting. Joss needs to talk to him because an innocent man is going to go to prison for what she did. In his office, Jack tells Carly he doesn't know what this is either, but he's willing to wait until she's comfortable defining things. They're interrupted when Colette calls and says Joss is here and asks if she should send her in. Jack thanks her for the intel and then tells Carly that, unfortunately, the PCPD just brought Jason in. Jack comes clean to Joss. Once Carly takes off, Joss is let in to see Jack and says the DA thinks Jason killed Cyrus, but they know that's not the case. Jack admits he placed Jason's DNA in that cabin. He claims Joss left them no choice, and they had to give the PCPD another suspect. Joss can't let Jason go to prison for something she did. Jack says he won't go to prison as Cyrus' body will never be found, so there is no crime. Joss says they have Jason's DNA, but he assures her it will be thrown out. She asks if he can promise her that Jason won't go to prison, and Jack nods. Jack brings up his offer for her to join the WSB and asks her to do her part for the greater good as a new situation has surfaced and she could be of help. Back at the station, Jason refuses to speak to ADA Turner without his lawyer. Turner tells Anna to book and charge him. Anna says he has an alibi, so Turner says they better get this alibi down here. Drew's place, Willow gushes about how gorgeous the place is. Maxie informs Drew that Scout's bed has to be picked up, so Drew and Willow decide to go pick it up. On the way out, Drew gets a call asking him to stop by the station. Once alone, Nina tells Maxie that Willow can't move in here and Maxie has to help her. Nina wants to break into Drew's safe. Maxie wonders what she expects to find. Nina expects to find something corrupt, and he's definitely hiding something. After bickering back and forth, Maxie won't give her the combination but suggests she look in the folder on the table. Maxie then rushes out, saying she wants some accountability she wasn't involved in this. Nina gets the combination to his safe. Drew could save Jason's hide. Carly arrives at the station and is filled in by Anna about what's going on. Carly notes Jason would never make such a mistake as leaving DNA behind, and Anna knows, but it doesn't change the facts. Anna says Jason has an alibi, which is when Drew and Willow walk in. Carly glares at Drew. ADA Turner exits the interrogation room and Jason is brought out in cuffs. Turner explains Jason is suspected in Cyrus' disappearance, and he's claiming he was with Drew at the time of the crime last night. Turner asks if this is true. Jason, Anna, and Carly wait for Drew's answer. On the next General Hospital, Chase tells Brooklyn he found a way to have a baby of their own. Stella tells Curtis she may have what he needs to take down Drew. Carly asks Anna to find Cyrus' killer so she can thank them. Joss tells Jack if she doesn't cooperate, he could send her to prison. Thanks for watching this videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.